I'm sitting here in my office listening to ESPN and Stephen A. Smith, and this is something I normally don't do, but the Knicks are playing so well right now that I've been interested to see what others are saying about them. And I can't believe what I'm listening to. It's embarrassing, bro. Let me know if I'm wrong, guys. To say that the Knicks, you wouldn't pick them over the Celtics in a 7-game series right now, to say that we have just, couldn't beat Milwaukee, we're not on the same level as them. Although that's true in hindsight, the Bucks have been consistent all season long, but you don't think we can take them to 6 or 7 right now? With the way we're defending, with how much depth we have? Because Stephen A, we didn't trade for Donovan Mitchell, and we have Grimes, we have RJ, we have Quickly, we have OB. Like, what are we doing? The Knicks have won 9 in a row and still aren't getting the respect as being a team that can come out of the East. It doesn't make sense. And the worst part about it is this right here, is Stephen A. Smith still insisting that we should have traded for Donovan Mitchell and gutted our roster, when again, Donovan Mitchell wouldn't put us in any better situation than it would right now. And you're saying, Stephen A., we need to go get a star. We have one. We have Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson's a superstar player right now. He's not Dame, right? He's not on that type of level, Luka, Jokic. But he's putting up 50% from the field, 41 from 3, about 84 from the line. Not to mention he's consistently every single game scoring the basketball. He's turned Julius Randle back into his old self, if not even better. I'd say Randle's probably even better than he was 2 seasons ago. But here's the clip from it, just so I'm listening.
Uniform, they talk about they didn't want to gut their roster. I want to hear that nonsense, okay? You needed a star, and Donovan Mitchell should have been in a New York Knicks uniform in Madison Square Garden. But since that did not happen, you better not lose to him.
So even if, hypothetically speaking, we did lose to Donovan Mitchell, that wouldn't even be the biggest deal, because the Cavs went out there and they made the move. They paired, again, Garland, Allen, Mobley with Mitchell. We didn't have those type of players to put around Mitchell, so it wouldn't be that bad anyway. And I don't think we'd lose to them regardless. I think we're a much better team than Cleveland on really both sides of the floor. I mean, offensively, the Knicks are a top 5 team in the league, and defensively, we're starting to creep into that top 10 type of category. And you put that together, not only is that a team that certainly is coming out of the first round, but that's a championship level team. The Knicks are a championship level team right now. They're not a team that's going to give a team a tough second round exit, a tough second round matchup. I can't even process it, because it's just so ridiculous. I mean, these are guys that make a ton of money to talk professional basketball. The games are right in front of their very eyes. RJ Barrett has been playing better. He's starting to take less shots, but the ones he takes are much more effective, right? Much more efficient. Mitchell Robinson, since he's come back, he's putting up a ton of double-doubles, playing good defense, limiting his fouls. Quentin Grimes, who doesn't get talked about enough. If you go and watch a Knicks video, they probably won't even mention Quentin Grimes, because he'll play like 25 minutes and score 2 points or 4 points. But it's his defensive tenacity, it's his energy, his willingness to do whatever it takes to win. I mean, this sounds absolutely crazy, and it probably is, but over the summer, I wanted to trade RJ more than I wanted to trade Grimes. And it's not because I think Grimes has more potential, it's because he will catch and shoot threes, he'll defend, and he's just a smart player, right? Where RJ, he got paid, which is good. Like, I like both these guys, but if we were to have traded for Donovan Mitchell, I didn't want to give up RJ, I didn't want to give up Grimes, yet alone both, and maybe even Obi. Like, that's not worth Donovan Mitchell. I mean, Donovan Mitchell, I know he's a star, bro, and I know he's done great things this season, but the reason why I love where the Knicks are is because they have their depth, they have all their draft picks, they have other teams' picks. Like, we've got Detroit's pick, which is, I know there's protection on it and stuff, and I believe we might have a Charlotte pick in there. I'm not entirely sure, but like, we've got a ton of picks, and if we're going to make a move, I'd prefer it to be, again, someone that you can win a championship with them as your number one option. If you were to put Donovan Mitchell on the New York Knicks right now, as it is, absolutely, we probably might even be the favorites to win it all, but we would have had to give up a lot of our young players. These are the players that make the Knicks who they are, because you paired them with Jalen Brunson. Like, Jalen Brunson was a free agent acquisition. Brunson didn't cost us anything except money, which it's New York's, they've got money. Knicks have plenty of money. And they're only paying him like $26 million a year. For an all NBA type of point guard, that's a bargain. I mean, go look at how much Dame is making right now. I don't even know, couldn't even tell you, but obviously Dame's on a different level than Brunson, but Brunson's making 26 million, and I bet you Dame is making 50 million a year. I wouldn't even be surprised. I know more about football than I do basketball, but that's kind of the thing is that the Knicks, they have a lot of ways to beat you now. Like, I haven't even mentioned Emmanuel quickly this entire video. We're 5 minutes into a video. I haven't mentioned IQ once. I haven't mentioned Josh Hart once, right? These are the players right now who have just put us in a different type of territory because of their defense. Like Emmanuel quickly, he's third on our team in defense according to Raptor. He has the third lowest field goal percentage allowed in the league. He's a top 8 defensive guard in basketball is IQ. And then offensively with his playmaking, he can run the pick and roll, as we know. He can shoot. And he's just a much more confident and aggressive player. I mean, it's honestly remarkable what Quickly has done this season, and he's just getting started. Remember, he was a 26 pick or something. We traded Morris to go and get him a couple years ago, and IQ got up to a slow start, but the Knicks fans, they realized I didn't see one Knicks fan saying to trade IQ at the deadline for draft capital. It was all, if we're going to trade IQ, it better be for a superstar, an all-star type of player, because you don't become a better team by trading Emmanuel Quickly, especially for like a first-round pick. I mean, he's the type of guy that you just let him contribute and you let him find a rhythm, and he's done exactly that as the sixth man of the team. And when he started over Brunson against Boston, you know what happened? He looked like an all-star. It's not a coincidence. I mean, the Knicks, they have so many different ways to beat you. And Milwaukee, they don't want to see New York in a 7-game series. And in like hindsight, like, yeah, they prefer to see us probably over Boston. They'd prefer to see us over a team like the Golden State Warriors with a healthy Stephen Curry. They look great, right? But in order for the Bucks to get to the finals, which they'd like to do, they're gonna have to go through us, and it's not gonna be easy. Not only do I think we could beat them, I don't think it's a stretch at all to say that I'd pick the Knicks over the Bucks because we have the second most road wins. We just went into an NBA contender's house without Brunson and beat them, and legitimately we've got 2 All-Stars in Brunson. We have an All-NBA player in Brunson. We have an All-Star in Randall. We have 2 guys off the bench, IQ and Hart, that are overall good players. Mitchell Robinson has that rim protection. He's going to make it tough on Giannis. I mean, I've seen Mitchell with my own eyes have some nasty blocks on Giannis. And Brook Lopez is tough because he stretches the floor. But, yeah, we're going to give everything we've got. And the Knicks are only going to get better. I mean, you look at Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton. These guys, I mean, they're both, I'm pretty sure, in their, 30s, right? So, the Knicks, I mean, everyone's young. Like, Brunson is, 26. Randall's around the same age. IQ's 23. Mitch is, 25. Like, these guys are all in their mid-20s, if not younger. I remember the average age on the Knicks, I think coming into the season, might have been 24. I'm 24, right? That's crazy to think about how young we are. And for the Knicks, I mean, the best-case scenario is we go to the Eastern Conference Final. Well, the best case scenario is we win the championship, but realistically, we go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Hey, Milwaukee, they beat us in 6 games, 7 games, or whatever. And then in the offseason, a disgruntled star becomes available. We take draft picks. We put it into potentially RJ Barrett or something, or young players. And then we move and get them. Now, name who would become available. It's tough because superstars don't become available very often. Why? Because they're superstars. You don't trade them, right? Like Luka Doncic, if he becomes available, I mean, that would be great, but Luka probably won't be becoming available anytime soon. It's really unrealistic. But hey, even if a superstar doesn't become available, the Knicks can still keep drafting. They still have guys on this team that are very productive, and with Coach Tibbs' scheme of how hard they defend offensively, a lot of isolation, give or take, but they've got the personnel to do it. And I don't know. But yeah, like I said, I'm literally in the office. I was working on stuff, and I was watching ESPN, and it's embarrassing. It really is, especially for Stephen A., who supposedly is a Knicks fan, to not have more faith. Like, bro, if you're a Knicks, I'm not saying, I'm not trying to, hate. I'm not trying to be if you're a Knicks fan and saying that Boston would beat us in a 7-game series. You can't really do that, but it's how do you not have confidence in our team to beat Boston in a 7-game series when literally we just went into their arena without Brunson and beat them in double overtime, and we won the season series for the first time in 10 years. If you don't think we're better than Boston right now, I just don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, go root for Boston because I know what this Knicks team can do, and I know what it's capable of, and I'm not even worried about Boston. It's going to be a tough series, probably go 6-7 games. But Boston, they're not on our level, man. And if we haven't made that clear this season, like, what will? What will, bro? We're the second best team in the East, and teams need to start realizing that, man. Peace.